Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. In this video, I want to explain how to set up an essay questions using iTaleem or Moodle. First, go to your course page. For example, here I have my course page for human resource development. Then turn editing on. After that, depending on how the outlay of your course has been set up, find the administration tab. I have it on this side and click question bank. And the first thing you need to do is to click categories. Under categories, you can scroll down and you can add a new category. So this parent category, I usually don't change. I stick to this parent category, but usually I will create a new name for this category. Let's say we call this new category as Final Assessment 1 or FA1, and you may like to add some description for this. At this point, I just leave it blank. So then we click Add Category. And here we find that this is the new category that we have just created. After that, go back to administration, go to question bank and click question. This is where we want to create the question. I have many questions already preloaded before. Let's say we want to create a new question. Just click this one, create a question. Choose any type of question you want to create. We have multiple choices, true, false, matching, short answer, and let's say I want to create an essay question. Click this one, or you can double click and click add. This is the place where you can create the essay question. The first thing you need to know is to choose the right category. Just now we have created FA1, so put it here, because in the future, each time you want to create a new question and you want to add it to that particular FA1, you can do it. Or if you have other categories, easily you can add on to that particular category. And here we want to add this new question to FA1. Question name, let's say we call this question name as Q1 for question number 1. And now you can start writing the question that you want to give to your student. Let's say this is my question based on the stock flow model of the labor market. Discuss the possible effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the level of steady-state unemployment. And over here, we can scroll down to set a few things up. Let's say I put this question as 10 marks. And you can add some general feedback if you like. Response format, this is where you can choose how your students will write the essay. HTML editor, this is some sort like where you have all editing tools available to the students. You can choose other format here, plain text. I think we can choose HTML editor. That should be more convenient to the students. Okay, required text, we can choose this one. We require the student to enter the text. For input text size, we can choose the lines here. This is the maximum lines available. So let's say we choose 40 lines. I wish they can have word counts for this essay. That would be a better alternative. Allow attachment. Let's say I don't allow attachment. You can choose whether you want to allow attachment or not. For response template, this is where you can pre-structure how the student will see the blank essay page. For example, based on my question earlier, I can say that maybe I expect the students to have the introduction, and then I want them to answer or to explain what is the stock flow model. So here, I hope you see what's the idea here. You can pre-structure the answer page so that your students will not miss the main points related to the questions given to them. Or if you don't like this and you want them to answer freely based on their thoughts of the questions, we can leave it blank. You can experiment with that later. Graded information, this is like the answer scheme. Sometimes you may ask someone else to mark the question, and this graded information would be helpful to maybe your teaching assistant to help you marking that essay. I think that's the key points here. So what we do next is we save this setting. So what we have done here is we have created a question category, and we also have created the question. These two steps are important in setting up the question bank for our course. The next thing to do is to go back to our course page. So we go back to our course page. So this is my course page. So here we want to add the questions that we have created to this page, so that when the students need to answer the question, they can go to this course page and they can find the question. To do that, maybe we can create another topic. So we add topic here, and here, because we only want to add the final assessment essay question, so we only need one new topic. So just create that. You see down here, topic 19, this is the newly created topic. So we can change this topic now. And let's say I want to name this as final assessment. Maybe I write here sample of final assessment. That's created. So here we have created this new topic. We call it as sample of final assessment. Click edit settings, and so now what we need to do is the next stage is to click this one, add an entry or resource, because we want to create an exam. So from here we can choose various activity, and the appropriate one is quiz. You can click this quiz, or you can double click that. It will bring us to this page. So here, this is the landing page when the student open our sample of final assessment. So you can name it. Let's say I want to call it final assessment 1. So description, you can add description if you like. Timing, this is important. The good thing about iTaleem is we can set an attempt window for the students at any convenient time for them. For example, we need to click this, we enable this one. So we open the quiz. Let's say we open it on 1st of, let's say, July 2020 at, let's say I want them to wake up early at 7 a.m. after subuh. And I will close this question or this quiz or exam. Maybe I give them 24 hours as an attempt window to try. So you can choose. All right. So here they have the opportunity to come to this page to answer the question from 1st July 2020 at 7 a.m. up until 2nd July 2020 the next morning. So they will have 24 hours to answer this question. Time limit, this is also very important. We enable this. So let's say for this essay, I give them 2 hours to answer. Here you can see you can give them many possible durations. 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. I think appropriate for this question is 2 hours. You can choose. The idea here is our students will have the chance to answer this question from the 1st July at 7 a.m. till the next day at 7 a.m. on 2nd July. But whenever they start to open these questions, they have to finish answering the essay in 2 hours. What it means here is student A can open it at 1st July 5 p.m. and he should answer that within that 2 hours. Or another student may find different convenient time to answer the questions. So I think this is one unique features in Moodle or iTaleem. So when time expires, I think it is also important to click this one. Open attempt are submitted automatically. That's important. Sometimes this is to avoid from the students not clicking a submit button. So whenever the time is over, it shall submit automatically to us. Submission grace periods, this one is okay. You can enable or disable it. You can experiment with this one. So the grade here, you can set grade to pass, attempt allowed. Maybe we allow only 1 attempt. This is also important, attempt allowed, because if you don't choose any of this, your student may have unlimited chances to answer the question. So choose one, or depends on how many times you like them to try. Layout, okay, you can set the layout for this question. I think this is also important. Review option. So here we have 4 review options. The first one during the attempts. Next is immediately after the attempt. Third is later when the quiz is still open. And fourth is after the quiz is closed. So you can choose the review option where it allows the student to revise their answer. Usually what I will do is I will change slightly few things here, because over here during the attempt all these are disabled for us to unclick. So what you need to do is you need to change the following. You go to question behavior and you change deferred feedback to adaptive mode for a while, just for a while. So here you see that you can uncheck all this, because we don't want during the attempt the students would know immediately the marks, especially for MCQ questions. Or sometimes if you set specific feedback, if you don't unclick this, they will get that specific feedback. So we don't want that for an exam. So what we want is during the attempt is just the attempt that the students is answering the questions. I think for this one also, immediately after the attempt, once they have written or select the answers, we also can uncheck all the rest here except for the attempt only. And the third review option, later when the quiz is still open, usually for me, I will also uncheck all this. The only thing that I will not change is the last column here, after the quiz is closed. So that's, I think, is good. Now what you need to do is to go back to this selection under question behavior, how question behave. We can select deferred feedback so that our students will only get the feedback after the decided deferred period. I think the rest are quite easy for you to understand. I have shown the crucial parts in the process here. So next is to save and return to home. Okay. So what we have here is we have created a new topic, and our topic is sample of final assessment. And under this topic, we have a sub-assessment. We call it as Final Assessment 1. If you click this Final Assessment 1, what you'll see here is, once you have this page, click Edit Quiz. And in order to add the created questions in the question bank, we need to click. If you create a new question here, without doing the 2 steps earlier, involving creating the category and also creating the question in the question bank, you will only have this question once. Next semester, you have to create it once again because it is not in the question bank. The steps I have shown you would allow you to choose it from the question bank. So we need to click from question bank. And therefore, next semester or many years in the future, inshallah, you can find the question still there for you to recycle, so you can save a lot of times in the long run. Now we need to find the questions. You can go to this category, and over here, if you have created many categories, now it is easier for you to find that relevant questions. And over here, we know that we have put that question in FA1. Click that one and we will find the question over here. So this is the question. So check it and then click Add Selected Questions to the quiz. And then don't forget to click Save. Otherwise, your quiz or your question will be empty. So we have saved that. Now, what we can do is we go back to our course page. Now, if you click our Final Assessment 1, this is what your student will see. Attempt allowed 1. They will see the time that they should attempt the question, 1st July, 7 a.m. until 2nd July, the next day. And the time for them to answer is 2 hours. So let's click Review Question because we want to see how the question looks like. So this is how it is. Alright. Question 1. not yet answered, they will see the mark allocated, they will see the questions, and over here they can write down their answer. And that question will be stored in your iTaleem for you to evaluate later. I think that's the key components of how to set up an essay question on iTaleem or Moodle. Maybe a few things as a pro tips. Let's go back to our course page. All right. Now, just for your information, you can actually drag this category wherever you like in this page. Let's say you want to make it at the beginning of the course. You just click this handle and you can drag it like that. Okay. So that's how you can change the location of that particular category. I think that's all. I hope this is useful for you under the new normal to set up final assessment related to your course. Stay safe, stay productive. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Wassalam.